All right, guys, now that the Raid sponsorship is over, why don't we go ahead and take a minute to take an analysis of what the game is? And honestly, we're going to even ask the question, can we even call this a game? If you start off on Raid, after you finish the tutorial, you will get your new player rewards here. As you can see, this is my 6th day of playing the game, technically, on this account. So we go ahead and collect our loot, we have a weapon, and we have points added in for one system of the game. Cool. Now we have the daily login rewards. A lot of games use a system like this to incentivize you to play their game more often, because when you play their game more often, well, you'll see here. So, who here in the audience is familiar with the idea of wearing someone down through advertising? It's the idea that when you see something advertised to you so many times, you eventually say, fuck it. You eventually pick up the thing. You eventually try the thing. Yeah, mobile games in a nutshell. You eventually will try things that that are being thrown at you, even if you have no interest in playing them. You become numb to the idea of what that game is, and whatever opinion you might have on it, it kind of goes away. The first time you see advertisements for a Transformer toy, you might see, oh, cool, that's a neat thing. But when you see the cartoon, you might start to understand, oh, this is a walking advertisement for the toys. That's a bit scummy, but at least the show's okay. And around the time that you start to see the Michael Bay films, you might start realizing that this is all a giant cycle of show advertising toy, toy advertising show, and then you might start to get immense disdain for it. But after about 10 or so years, you just become numb to the fact that you live in a world where Transformers exists. There's no real way around that. That's the same way the mobile games work. You play a mobile game, and there's an advertisement for another mobile game in that mobile game, and eventually, as a result of playing this game for an amount of time, you end up finding yourself playing other mobile games in, you start downloading more and more on your phone. You might not even want these games. You don't care for any of them. But, you will see them. You'll know what they are. I guarantee you half the people who played Candy Crush Saga didn't want to play it in the beginning. But advertising gets to you eventually. It sinks its claws into you. So, let's go and take a look here. Now that the daily login rewards are over, can we play the game yet? Nope! We need another advertisement telling us that faction tournaments are happening. That's cool. We don't care about that. We get the epic conclusion to Death Knight's story, because speaking of advertising, Raid did a long thing where the advertisements for the game were making fun of the Death Knight character, and now Death Knight was granted a wish in lore, and now he's able to be a strong legendary character. So that's a thing. Summoning events, another legendary event. Artifact drop, fever, championship training, fusion for different characters. Do we need all of this? Why can't we just play the game yet? Let's click this and find out. Nope. Can't do it yet. We need another pop-up telling us that they want us to play in this tournament. And we're not going to worry with that. We want to play the game. Oh, we can't play the game yet. The game needs to tell us that here, go to the shop and get some extra goodies. Okay, fine. These are free, so let's go ahead and claim those extra goodies. We took them. Okay, so we see that there's some things here. Now, there's something to be said about UI design. The way you design the interface for your game. There's two ways you can do it. You can either intuitively design a user interface so that people know how to find stuff they're looking for or where it is, or you can do what games like Raid do and shove giant red markers on things that it wants you to click, because it's so boggled down in subsystems that there's no way to know where anything is without just clicking all the red things. Your mind is programmed to gravitate towards the color red, so you're going to shoot your eye over here, go to pack, see what's free, claim the free thing. We haven't started the game yet, mind you. We're still just embalmed in a system. We see that there's another thing that says free here, but we can't collect it for 2 hours. So what about anything else here? The goodie bag. We've already done that. So we can't claim anything else. So this is finally done asking us to get shit, right? So we can play the game now. No, we can't. Raid is once again asking us if we would like to go back to the shop we were already at and get this nice pack here. Now, here's the thing about these packs. These packs, these are real fucky. Let me explain why. Who here is familiar with the concept of FOMO? The fear of missing out? These packs all have timers attached to them. Do you want to get this super pack of awesome, cool things? No? Well, if you don't get it in a day and 1 hour, the fear of missing out will kick in, and then you won't be able to get that really cool thing. So spend $25 right now. Do it right now. Spend it or die. But okay, we don't care about the fear of missing out. We're not spending money on this game, so we click away, and it's time to play the game now. There's no more pop-up timers, but you know what there is? A fuck ton of red markers telling us what to do. Because Raid is not so much a game. Instead, it's more a series of Skinner box systems. And these systems all overlap with one another. And they are so muddled and convoluted and tied together that the only way to navigate this game is through just letting your eyes wander to every other red dot on the board. So let's go from the top down. We see a chest here. Oh, look at all this free stuff we can collect. Let's go ahead and collect all that because, you know, we earned it. It's ours. I don't know what we did to earn these things, but I like seeing pop-ups. They make the dopamine come up, so boom. Okay, cool. And now that we've earned our things, we see another pop-up. We have yet to be able to play the damn game. We have the Great Deal Mix Pack, and if we don't get it in 9 hours and 32 minutes, we'll lose the ability to get these root beers. And 700,000 silver coins. And energy that we legitimately don't need. Like, cool. Is this a good deal in the game? I don't know. Raid is telling me it's a good deal, but who the fuck knows? Let's click away from that. Not super important. Let's keep on going down. We have a red marker on the Tournaments tab, so let's click that. This is what the game was advertising us to in the beginning. So we have a Spider Tournament, Ice Golem Tournament, and then another tournament. So what? We click on one of these guys. Get accessories from the Spider's Den to earn points. Cool. We can play some of the game now. Now we can actually see what Raid's battle system is. So let's go ahead and make our army. And we will throw it out there for 8 energy. Oh, but there's a Super Raid thing. Get double the rewards with Super Raids. Saves time and progress faster. Twice the rewards, twice the energy, but only 1 raid. Sure, why not? Let's go ahead and start that. Boom. We go in, and now we can actually play the game. How does a game of Raid Shadow Legends play? Well, there's 2 ways you can go about it. You could either manually select things. So, okay, cool. We've got these attacks, which, what do they do? Fuck if I know. There's ways to find out what they do, but instead, we're just going to click this one. I think maybe this is an AoE, right? Yes, that one is an AoE. Cool. This one only has 1 attack. So we'll just... That was riveting. I remember playing Final Fantasy on the NES. Isn't the info tab help? That is chatting. Info. There we go. Increased crit rate. Info tells us stuff on the enemy team, but not on the actual attack. There we go. We have to hold a click on it to get any information, because it's a mobile game. It's like holding your thumb on it, I guess. Anyway, so heal a target ally by 20%. We'll go ahead and heal our character that took damage. Attack one enemy 2 times, or attack all enemies 2 times. Let's go ahead and just, boom, wipe out the spoders. There are now more spoders. Holy Bow, attack one enemy and can decrease their damage for 1 turn. We'll do Holy Bow on the actual boss. Or Holy Blow, not Holy Bow. I have the speed turned on to 2 times right now. Let's see here. Attack all enemies twice. Cool. Boom. And now my character is dead to poison. Neat. Double Shot 2, attack one enemy 2 times, has an extra 50% chance of inflicting a critical hit. We do that to hit the enemy. Now, all this is great, but you know what's even better? When the game realizes that its combat system is so dull, then it has an auto button. So we just hit the auto button, and we're just going to let the game play itself, because, you know, why not? And now, despite all the enemies being level 7, our characters will probably die. Yeah, riveting. Hey, look, it spawned more enemies, and its health is back up. Isn't it great? Aren't you having fun? Are you having fun yet? Yeah, fun. Wow. This is literally the walk away from it style of game. It wants me to walk away from it. Now, I'm going to tell you something about idle games. Idle games are all Skinner boxes. Now, what is a Skinner box? This is it over here. So, let's talk about the concept of a Skinner box real quick. A Skinner box is a concept where an animal is inside a cage, and the animal has to do a task in order to get food or water or a drug. And if the animal does the task, they get the thing. But suddenly there's one time where they do the task and they don't get the thing. So they have to do it again. Doing the task twice gets them the thing that they need. But then they say, okay, cool, I need the thing again, I'll do the task. They don't get it for doing the task once. Now, the default is do the task twice. Do it a certain number of times. The experiment that was ran was a button. So pressing the button, I believe it was a pigeon. The pigeon would press the button in order to get a seed. So pigeon would press the button, a little food would come out, yay, pigeon's happy. Pigeon would press the button, a little food comes out, yay, pigeon's happy. But eventually the pigeon has to press the button twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times to get its food. Eventually, it gets to the point where the pigeon has to press the button so many times that it becomes absurd to continue, because you ended up spending more energy pressing the button than you did than energy you'll be getting back with the food. Now, can the pigeon make these calculations? Generally, no, but the pigeon's now locked into this box. Guy who did the experiment, last name was Skinner, so congratulations, that is the concept of a Skinner box. Let's take this concept to a mobile game. And we're going to redo this fight, because why not, as we talk. So, Mobile games like this are built so that a certain number of inputs will give you dopamine. How is that dopamine coming out? Well, typically it's going to be some form of, hey, I just got loot, I just got this really cool thing from a boss, I just got this really cool thing from an enemy, or I just got this really cool weapon. Let's see here. 25% increased attack buff on allies for 2 turns. We'll do that. But eventually, we will hit a point where it is basically impossible for us to get any type of benefit from the game via the game system. Eventually, we are going to have to spend money on the game. Either we won't have any energy. Like, you notice how we have a shit ton of energy right now? That's a temporary thing. That's going to go away. But eventually, we will not have that surplus of stuff available to us. Eventually, we will need to start relying on things like buying energy, or we'll start relying on staying away from our phone for long periods of time in order to play the game. And remember how I described the Skinner box? The amount of time in between the dopamine release, in the Pigeon's case, the food, in our case, loot, level ups, new characters, etc., the amount of time in between each of these is increased, either because we're having to work so hard to get something we want, or we're having to spend so much time away from the game to get something that we desire. You need to spend time away from the game to get energy. You need to spend time away from the game to get daily drops. What have you. So eventually, we start to ask ourselves, as the person playing the game, as the person who might even enjoy the game, or doesn't enjoy the game but has been conditioned to want these things because mobile games are built off of understanding the way the human brain works. These feedback loops of serotonin and dopamine being injected into our skulls, it's a very well-known thing. MMORPGs have been exploiting this for years. So then you start asking yourself, well, I really want a new character. Why not spend a couple dollars on that character? Why not? I mean, what's it going to hurt? I mean, I've spent so many hours on the game anyway. It can't hurt to spend a little bit of money. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just a mobile game. Everybody spent money on a mobile game once or twice, right? And then you start to ask yourself, wait a minute, didn't we used to live in a world where video games were $50 or $60 each? And that was the amount of money we spent on them, and then that was it? And now we live in a world where video games are, in many cases, free, but they're asking from some of their players hundreds of dollars in order to keep playing after the first 10 or 12 hours. I know we're not going to be able to beat the boss again, but we're going to continue on. We're just going to go into auto mode. What's the worst that can happen? But eventually, you want to keep playing your game. You go from spending a couple of dollars on one new character to dropping a shit ton on a bundle that comes out, or you get a new character that you like and you want skins for that character, so you spend a bunch of money on the skins for that character. Now, for some games, I don't have an issue with this. Games like League of Legends, I don't have an issue with. Games like Fortnite, I don't have an issue with, because games like that are legitimately 100% free and ask nothing of the player. You may want an outfit in Fortnite or League, but you don't need one. There's never going to be a time where you run out of a resource like energy, and then need to spend money to get more of that resource. Speaking of money being spent on stuff, looky here. Now we have another advertisement sent to us. Hey, do you want extra experience, some rare heroes, some chicken, a demon lord key, 60,000 coins, a chest, and some other loot, all for $3? That $3 isn't a whole lot. It's not even that much. Just get it. Just get the thing. Why not? It's $3. You won't miss $3. But if 100,000 people playing the game give them $3, and that's a nice paycheck for Raid. Now, why are there so many pop-ups getting thrown at us? We've been playing for 15 minutes, and we've seen no less than 10 pop-ups 3 of which were direct advertisements asking for money. Why would we have that? Because Raid is not a game. Raid has a game in it that looks like a very not so good version of Final Fantasy 1. There is a game in Raid Shadow Legends. But what Raid is wanting is to sell us stuff. This is why even though I took a Raid sponsorship, I didn't push it that much. Even when I made a post in my Discord saying, hey, we've only got 1 day left on the Raid sponsorship, I literally said in the post, if you don't want to do something because it is Raid, then don't. So let's see here. Let's start clicking through the rest of our red things. We have some money, and we have some shards given to us. Note, it's a mystery shard that's green, so we won't ever get a good character out of that. Oh, look! We have yet another advertisement. Would you like to spend $20 on this ham and this mug of illicit drugs? No? Okay. Well, you can only buy 2 of them, so they're really good, but you only have 2 hours to act on it now, and the item is hot. You want it. You want this item. Don't you want it? No, we don't. So let's instead click on our other red things. We have events, which is just the dungeon events we saw already. That just put us back into here. Look at all this stuff we can get. We'll talk about the amount of stuff in this game later. So, let's talk currencies used in games. I think at most any game should have 1 currency in it. 2 if it is a game that has some version of spending money to earn things. League of Legends has multiple types of currency now, but ultimately the currency in League of Legends used to come down to IP and RP. Now it comes down to blue essence and orange essence. But basically the concept was this. Money earned in matches was IP, or blue essence. Money earned from spending money in the game was RP, or orange essence. Skins almost always costed RP, whereas champions and other things needed to play the game always costed IP. Anything that could be earned by the player could have mechanical function, but anything that was purely cosmetic was probably going to be locked behind an actual paywall. Systems are a bit more finicky in that game now than they used to be, but that's the basic gist of it. So we have another red marker telling us to click here. Why it asked us to click here? Good question. I have no idea. I don't see anything here that required our attention. But by clicking on all of these things with red markers gives the game more opportunities to sell shit to us. Look again. You can only buy 1 of these because it's really important. 17 hours and 17 minutes are available to get this. Only spend $5. You've been chosen. You could get these things. It's only $5. Or we can click away from it. Referral program. Would you like to bring more people into Raid? No, not really. And even when you guys are offering me money, I just half-ass it. So we go over here. News. I don't think we care about any of this, so we'll mark them all as red. The market is here. So now we know what these silver coins are for. They're for buying things in the market. So let's go ahead and buy Throat Cutter. She can probably step on me. We'll get her. Do you want to spend gems on her instead? Oh, wait, no. There's only a certain number of slots available for champions. You want to get champions? That's going to cost you money. You want to get slots for champions? That's going to cost you money. Okay. So we're not going to worry about that. We'll buy these gloves, this shard, this weapon. This shield looks neat. We'll get that too. But we won't get Throat Cutter. She won't be able to Dami-Mommy us. Not today. Would you like to spend $25 on the Halloween pack? Only 11 hours left for the Halloween pack. Do you want it? Do you want the Halloween pack? How many of these? How many of these can it possibly throw at us? It's something that, like, it feels innocuous when you're playing, but when you're looking for it, it's here. Now, remember when we were talking earlier about the idea of becoming desensitized to advertisements? Let's click on these quests. Let's claim some stuff from them. That was riveting. We have challenges here. Summon 6 champions. We beat that challenge, so we've got a little bit of that there. All right, cool. We've just about hit everything. This is just asking us to check on these champions here. But why does it matter to check on my little, like, Pokemon collectible thing of champions? Why is that important? Well, it's important because every time we click on one of these, it gives the game an opportunity to ask us if we want to buy something else. Would you like to buy faction accessories? Would you like to spend $29 on this? No? No. I'm playing an RPG marketed to me as the best RPG on mobile platforms. I'd like to play the fucking RPG. You know what I've only done for a quarter of a second? Played the actual RPG. So, let's click away from this. And here's the worst part, right? These are available for free. These are games that are given out for free on mobile platforms, and that matters for a very particular reason. Because these games are given out for free on mobile devices, and everybody growing up now grows up with a mobile device for the most part, the days of wondering what happened to gaming will one day disappear and be replaced by complete and total normalization of the microtransaction model. And not the ethical microtransaction model, where aesthetics are microtransaction based and anything else is earned via just actual gameplay. No. The microtransaction model of playing the game costs money. So, do we want to do a super raid? Sure. Why not? Let's go into Spirit Keep and beat the fuck out of you, and let's play the game. But are we actually playing the game? Because the most efficient way to play the game is to hit that auto button and walk the fuck away. Like, seriously, here, let me tell you the most important thing I could do to play this game. And then we come back. Oh no, the boss isn't dead yet. Okay, I'm gonna go back to eating cookies. Hey, we did it! We did it! I can't believe it! We won! Oh god, we worked so hard on that victory! And look at what we got! We got 2,500 silver coins and 1 potion that matters. Because there's another system in the game. Because the game we got to play there for like a quarter of a second was only one thing. We need to go elsewhere. So we know that we've got 2. Oh, cool! Look at that! Look at that! Spooktastic pack. A day and an hour left to get the Spooktastic pack. It even comes with 6 void shards. Don't you want it? Don't you want that for $25? Don't you like it when the game is spending more time advertising to you than you're spending playing it? Her Schrodinger, thank you for resubscribing. I appreciate it. Let's go here. Champions. Let's get rid of some of our champions we don't need. However the hell I'm supposed to do this. I don't remember how. I actually have completely forgotten how I'm supposed to get rid of characters. Oh well. Not super important. So Twitch was doing that to me when I was watching Draz's stream. You feed champions to champions. Okay, so we take this character, Titty Elf Lady, who, like, she's well modeled, but she also looks lifeless. Like, I don't know how to say, like, a character model looks like it is well made, but also poorly designed. I don't know how to say that any other way. Sorry, I missed a month. Was between jobs. Schrodinger, you are perfectly valid. Thank you for the not $1,000. Jesus Christ, that would be insane. Thank you for the 1,000 bits. Okay, so I'm supposed to take you. Let's see here. Actually, no, not you. Not you. We're going away. Go away. Stop advertising to me. I want. I can't believe this. I can't believe I'm saying this. I want to play Raid, not Purchase Simulator. Not Purchase Simulator. Okay, so we're gonna take this character here. Look at you. You have a nice butt that also does not have enough polygons in it. Like, look, that is N64 style polygoning. There, just like, dude. There are 5 polygons in this ass! And we are going to upgrade you by putting in you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Oh, but don't worry, upgrading costs in-game currency. We can't just spend the champions the game is giving us. We have to spend currency into it as well. Because that makes sense. Sure thing. So we've spent currency. We're gonna walk away. Hey, do you want to buy the trio shard pack? It comes with 3 types of shards. Do you want to spend money yet? No. Okay. Let's go to the portal. Oh, we can't fuse that character? Cool. Let's go to the portal and spend our shards. Oh, wait. It costs money to summon champions with shards. 500 isn't a whole lot. 20,000 for spending a rare one is more than we have. But sure, let's go ahead and summon our characters. Look at you. You'll be fed to a character of mine soon. You'll also be fed to a character of mine soon, or included in some fan's fan fiction. I'm sure somebody in my audience wants to fuck you. I'm sure of it. Notice that all the female characters have the same model, just with different, like, skins. But okay, cool. We've done our thing. We only have 13,000 money left. But we can get some of that money by going into the quest and clicking around. Ultimately, it feels like we're just kind of playing a clicking simulator that sometimes has battles in it. Oh, don't worry. We've also got an arena, you know, for battling people in. We can spend this currency on fighting people. Because apparently, PvP costs in-game money. Why? Why does PvP cost in-game money? But sure, it's fine. We'll go ahead and do a battle. With my 4 characters who are all the exact same model. So the Echo is only mine because I put in 2 devices. Okay. Hey guys, look. This is the PvP system in the game. It's very riveting. You don't actually fight other players. The players have a pre-made character team, and you go in and fight it, and it uses Auto Battler against you because the Auto Battler is just that sophisticated. It's not the only game that uses this system. Games like Azure Lane use it too. But we return to the arena. And I want to point this out. In 35 minutes of playing Raid, we have probably played 2 minutes of Raid. We have played 2 minutes of Raid Shadow Legends whilst playing the game for 35 minutes. because we are spending more time in menus and in systems than we are actually playing the game. This game has not one, not two, but 4 different currencies. And technically it has more than that when you consider the other resources in the game. Each currency has to be gotten via a different method, and all currencies can be bought and sold for real-life currency. You can buy energy, you can buy gems, you can buy silver coins, you can buy PvP tokens. Most well-made games ask you to buy gems, and then other currencies are gotten in-game like normal. But no, Raid just says, nah, you can spend money and get all of it. Every single bit of it. We've already earned all of this shit. So ultimately, is Raid Shadow Legends actually a game? Because from what it looks like, we're not playing a game. We're messing with a bunch of systems. We are sitting and navigating menus, and each and every time we navigate a menu... In fact, actually, let's go ahead and check it out. Let's go into the Champions menu. Let's take a champion we've been leveling up. We'll do an action. We'll take this character. We'll level her up. Because it seems that just about every time we go into a menu... or every other time, the game takes an opportunity to advertise to us. And somehow, we didn't get an advertisement. But I actually just lied there. Do you see right here? There's an advertisement right here. There is always a time-sensitive advertisement that the game is throwing at you. There is always something there. There's limited time supply stuff in the shop. 16 hours to get these 3 gems. Pop-ups that will happen repeatedly as you are moving through menus. Menus that you are incentivized to click, because as you click the menus, other menus will light up red asking you to click them again, thereby giving the game more opportunities to ask you to spend money on it. Before you know it, you've spent money on Raid. And they only have to get you once. With millions of players playing the game, they just need a few people to spend money and a couple of whales. The game gets to continue being exactly where it is. Is Raid a video game? Technically, there is a video game inside here, and it's a bare-bones video game that I think most game design has moved away from a long time ago. But there are a lot of systems in place, and navigating those systems begets advertisements for ways to bypass some of the systems. And even the game itself, when we're playing it, we're not playing the game. The game is built in such a way that the gameplay is so boring, you want to use the auto-battler. You end up spending money for the game to play itself. Think about that for a moment. Think about that. Raid is a game that wants you to spend money on it so that it can play itself. It's a perpetual motion machine of money gaining. Now, will I take sponsorships from Raid in the future? Unfortunately, if they're the sponsorship available, the systems in place on Stream Elements are set up so that if you don't accept a sponsorship, that decreases the chances of getting a sponsorship later. I'm not going to have much of a choice if my goal is to continue doing YouTube and Twitch full time. But I do want this video to sit here as evidence to what I think about the game and why I'll not be putting my all into advertising this game anytime that they do offer one of their sponsorships. Raid is not a video game. It's a Skinner box masquerading as a video game, offering us 15 different systems and 1,000 different menus and asking us, would you like to navigate these easier? Well, just pay us $5. Limited time offer. As always, guys, let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Hopefully, y'all will find this video well. I know that I don't get videos out on Nekosaurus as often as I should. I'm gonna try to remedy that as best I can. But with all that said, guys, as always, thank you for watching, and insert end of video tagline here.